What's up, guys? Dom here with Restricted America. I know I posted a couple videos yesterday. That was the 13th. Today is August 14th. I didn't have the article that I needed to quote yesterday because I didn't have access to the State House News Service, but I do now. So I want to read that article to you. It's regarding what they asked Governor Healey and her spokesperson about opposing the suspension of the new gun law. So as you know, right now, we're trying to we did file a referendum. We want to put about H4 885, now known as Chapter 135. We want to put it to a vote come November, or November 2026 is when it will actually be voted on. We essentially want to repeal this whole bill. Governor Healey, they're saying that she has options to stop the suspension of this new gun bill. I don't think she'll use them, but I do want to inform you guys. So this is off of the State House News Service. This is by Allison Kuznets. It's labeled "Healey absolutely opposes suspension of new gun law." And I will read it now. State House, Boston, August 13th, 2024. Governor Maura Healey said Monday she would oppose gun owners' potential effort to suspend a new firearm safety law as part of their longer-term strategy to repeal the legislation through a ballot question in 2026. The governor has the authority to file an emergency preamble to the law to prevent it from being suspended during the petition process. A Healey spokesperson did not directly answer a news service question Tuesday about whether the governor would pursue that option to protect the implementation of the bill she signed on July 25th. In Massachusetts, strong gun laws save lives, the spokesperson said in a statement Tuesday. It's why we came together to enact our state's most significant gun safety legislation in a decade. We are confident that Massachusetts voters will support these efforts to keep our neighbors, our communities, and our state safe. Healey seemed to offer a stronger stance on blocking the law suspension on Monday afternoon, and she's quoted as saying, "Oh, absolutely," Healey told reporters when asked whether she would oppose petitioners' attempt to suspend the law before their referendum seeking to repeal the law makes its way onto a statewide election ballot. I mean, this is another example of common sense gun reform legislation, Healey continued. It's legislation that I signed that had the widespread support of law enforcement. No, it didn't. And it's just the right move we need to make the state make it safer, right? And so, yeah, we'll see whatever they do or wherever that goes, but I was proud to be able to sign that into law. The law is designed to crack down on the proliferation of ghost guns, expand the state's red flag law that allows courts to take guns away from people who are a threat to themselves or others, or add to the list of places where individuals are forbidden from carrying firearms, among other provisions. Laws generally take 90 days after being signed by the governor. Some parts of the gun bill are slated to take effect months later, including provisions dealing with training seminars for licensing authorities and collecting data surrounding crimes involving firearms. Jim Wallace, executive director of the Gun Owners Action League, called the law a flat-out ban on the Second Amendment. Wallace said Goal won't be organizing the referendum effort, but initial signatures jumpstarting the petition process to repeal the law have been filed with the State Elections Division. Petitioners must file 49,716 signatures, so about 50,000, by October 9th to get the law suspended upon the filing of the petitions. Lawmakers did not attach an emergency preamble to the bill during their lengthy deliberations over it. The state constitution does not outline a specific time frame for Healey to file an emergency preamble, instead stating the governor can file it at any time before the election at which it is to be submitted to the people on the referendum. Again, I don't think that's true. I think they're trying to use the ambiguity of the Constitution, and I've looked up the Constitution, the Mass General laws about this. There's really nothing that says that. I mean, technically they're quoting it, but I think they're misquoting it. They're quoting it from pieces that aren't actually in reference to the emergency preamble after she signed the bill, which she did July 25th. It's now August 14th, so that would be, 20 days after if she signed it. If she tried to attach an emergency preamble today, it would be ridiculous. But I'm going to continue reading. Healey would file with Galvin a statement declaring that, in her opinion, the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, safety, or convenience requires that such a law should take effect forthwith, and that is an emergency law, and setting forth the facts constituting the emergency according to the Constitution. With the statement filed, the law shall take effect without suspension, or if such law has been so suspended, such suspension shall thereupon terminate, and such law shall thereupon take effect, the Constitution also says. Again, I think they're quoting if she filed an emergency preamble and attached it before she signed the bill. Because I don't see, I mean, I know there's special circumstances for a referendum, but I've yet to find anything about her being able to do this after she had already signed the law. And then they go on to give an example with Governor Baker, and I'll read that. In 2015, former Governor Charlie Baker filed an emergency preamble for a bill dealing with North Reading land parcels. In a message to Galvin, Baker declared that the immediate preservation of the public convenience requires that the attached act shall take effect immediately. In that case, Baker filed for the emergency preamble on the same day he signed the bill. So again, that's not 20 days after he signed the bill. It was on the day he signed the bill. So I don't get why they're even quoting this. Because a delay in the effective date of this act would frustrate the act's intent to ensure the prompt disposition of the property at issue, I further declare that, in my opinion, it is in the public interest that this act take effect immediately, Baker wrote. And that was yesterday, 8/13/2024. Again, on the State House News Service. If you have an account, you can read it on there. I'll try to share this article without having people having to do all that stuff, because I want people to be able to read this. But guys, this would be full tyrant mode if Maura Healey tried to do something like this. I don't think she will, because there is no precedent. First off, there's no threat to public safety for not suspending the law. It would not hold up in court. I think even in the first district, which we're living in, Massachusetts. But I don't think she'll try to do this. If she does, she will get a lot of blowback from her own constituents. I think even moderate, people in the middle will go against this. I don't think she will do this. Again, I personally don't think she has the authority to do this, but again, I'm still researching that, and I would love to talk to any of the state attorneys like Jason Guida. If, I'm going to try to reach out to him and ask that question. There is no precedent for safety, and I cannot find any instance where a governor has attached an emergency preamble after, even a day after they signed the bill into law. It would be extraordinary circumstance. From what I've read, I put together, there isn't a typical process where a governor can add or declare an emergency status after signing a bill into law. The addition of an emergency preamble is generally intended to occur during the legislative process before the bill is signed. If there have been unique instances of a governor declaring a law an emergency after signing it, these would be extraordinary and not reflective of standard practice. Such actions could potentially involve complex legal and constitutional interpretations and would likely be subject to challenge or scrutiny. So guys, I don't think she's going to do it. I agree with Toby. I think it's just a scare tactic. I think she's just trying to kind of scare us about it. I don't think she'll do it, but again, we'll see what this tyrant has in store for us. And the other good piece of news that I have for you is that the NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association, has just donated $100,000 to the goal, so Gun Owners Action League of Massachusetts, to challenge this new gun law. It doesn't give too much further information with the article that I have, so I'm not going to read the whole thing and bore you. It just basically goes over what Jim Wallace has said about the bill and the fact that they're giving $100,000. So that's great. We're building up the war chest. I think more people should donate. Whatever you think about Goal, whatever you think about Firearms Policy Coalition or Gun Owners of America, just if you can swing it, please donate. Spread the word of the petition, spread the word that Maura Healey opposes our petition, that this is a democratic process, and she is becoming, if she wasn't, I already knew she was tyrannical, but she's becoming even more of a tyrant. She's trying to trample our rights. And guys, we just need to stand strong. We need to keep the hope. Enjoy these types of videos. Please give it a like. The algorithm is hurting us right now. They're not spreading our videos to as many people. If you can share it as well, please do that, and leave a comment, subscribe, and follow us on X. We just made a new account. It's @RestrictedAMA. Please follow us on there, and I'll give more current updates. And other than that, guys, stay informed and stay unrestricted.